What's going on, Bud Mashers? I'm Mr. Gamer.
And I'm Kitty Duvall.
And welcome to episode 11 of the SBRReports podcast. You are a pirate!
You just really needed to do that.
You're
adorable.
I was thinking of the title, and I was just like, wait, what's that one Lazy Town video? And then that one really lewd animation was on YouTube.
I don't know. I'm an innocent noodle. I don't look at lewd.
Innocent, my left toe. Anyway, so moving on to our first topic. This is something that some people on Twitter have been asking me about. I had one person just actually walk up to me and ask, "So, Mr. Gamer, what do you think about that whole crap with Pewdiepie?" My first thought was, what new crap with Pewdiepie? Oh yeah, because he said the N-word on stream.
See, but it wasn't just the N-word. It was the N-word with the hard R.
Because there's a difference?
See,
Question mark?
Okay, so the difference a lot of people were getting into is that if he had this that N with an A, like in the rap songs or whatever, it could have been passed because, like, you know, that's a word people consistently hear. It would have been still like, dude, come on. But it would have been
wait. But I thought the word was just bad, like, just in general.
There are levels to people's rage, apparently.
But but hold on. And rage is something completely different.
Yeah.
We're talking about his use of the word.
In general.
Mr. Duvall, is that word okay to use?
Nah.
Okay. So people wanted to know what I think.
I even tried to stop using it.
People wanted to know what I think. Here's what I think. First of all, there was an article written by, I believe, the Washington Post or someone who's been trying to tear down Pewdiepie. Good luck. Basically talking about how, the fact that he reviews video games or something like that, do not lump him in with me. Do not lump him in with video game reviewers. He is a video game entertainer, one of the largest video game entertainers on YouTube. That does not make him a video game reviewer by any stretch of the imagination. Now, while I don't like what he said, honestly, it didn't bother me because it's like, oh, look, he said something stupid again. Oh, look, he apologized again. Oh, look, it's just more of the same stupid crap. It's like, why would you expect anything less? Has he been given a reason to change? Has he been given a reason for his apology to be seen as truly authentic? Me personally, no. But then again, I don't subscribe to the guy. I personally make it I make it a point in my life, both professional and non-professional, to not get in with someone like him. I mean, he's an idiot. He's an idiot who got a little bit too big for his head, and now he could almost do whatever it is that he wants, and he really doesn't have to worry about getting in trouble. Because, like him or not, he's still making money. Even people clicking on his videos just to dislike his videos are still giving him ad revenue.
Yeah. I mean, obviously some of his sponsors have decided to pull from him, especially after this, given the political climate of America, even though he's Swedish.
Yeah, and all that. Yeah.
And all that fun stuff. But honestly, it's just...
Yeah, I'm not even... Oh, wait, okay. Yeah, alright, we're back. Okay. Alright, okay, we seem to be back. That was definitely a little strange, but you know what? You gotta roll with the punches. Dodge roll. Agility. Words. Okay, where were we?
We were talking about Pewdiepie and his shit.
Okay, I think we can stop talking about Pewdiepie and his crap. I think here's the SBR consensus words.
He's an idiot. No one really cares in this little company duo we have on here. He's going to mess up and keep messing up. Maybe he'll change. Who knows? Who cares? Anyway, next topic.
All right, and the next one is I wanted to give my thoughts about the Nintendo Switch Online. I have I guess I can call him a button masher now. He threw me a shout out, which was pretty nice, and he was just asking me some questions about what I thought of the Nintendo Switch Online, considering the fact that that's going to be a paid service sometime soon. We don't really know when. We don't have like a hard date, but my thoughts about it I'm not too keen on the fact of it being paid. I don't know how I feel about Nintendo having a paid service, considering that as far as what they would be offering with, their games versus Sony and Microsoft, it's basically going to be ROMs of things that we already have. I mean, I don't really have a game that I would like 100% pay money to play online with. I mean, Binding of Isaac isn't an online game. Well, I guess maybe if you count the fact that you have to be online to do the daily challenges, but that's it. Mario Kart, any Mario Kart I'm going to be doing is going to be local. Splatoon 2, I guess, like, because it's a mobile system, like, I don't know how I would feel about having to pay money for, I don't know how I would feel having to pay money for something like that, you know? Yeah, like, I really don't know how I would feel about something like that. That's gonna be a little, it's gonna be a little off-putting or something like that. It's definitely gonna be, yeah, I'm not too fond on that one. Sorry, we're still working out the mic situation. Like, I mean, oh man, you guys get to hear this live, and it's great. You get to feel part of the beautiful SBR Reports experience as I'm looking at these wonderful little spikes in my sound. But anywho, Miss Duval, the Nintendo Switch Online.
I mean, I'm not a person who will play it online anyway. But if Nintendo wants money, they're going to do what they want to do to get money. Oh my goodness, what in the world is going on today?
I wish I had an idea. I really wish I had a clue about what was going on here. Okay, we're definitely gonna have to try to go back to the drawing board on this one, or maybe all this is gonna be edited out and I have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about. But next story. We have the fact that Steam recently removed 173 quote-unquote spam games from their library. This is apparently a very popular thing for trading cards. Like, I guess Steam has trading cards. Oh wow, who knew? I really don't care, as that's not something I really think about. But
isn't it like trading cards are a form of currency that can turn into real money or whatever? I don't know. I'm not a steamer.
Yeah, I'm not really sure about that one either. But yeah. So apparently, Valve released a statement: spamming cloned games or manipulating our store tools isn't something we will tolerate. Which is hopefully something that they will keep up on. Oh man, with the guy's name, why does his name escape me? Oh yeah, Jim fucking Sterling.
Oh Jim,
boy, he has.
I just want to hug him.
You can do that.
We can eat cake.
Have fun with that.
I will.
But it was, I guess, after his his Steam cleanup or something like that. He had a series where basically he just talked about the really crappy games on Steam, and then eventually the games were removed from Steam, which they should be. And some of the games themselves just sounded strange, like Rage Parking Simulator 2017, Shapes 4. Shapes 5, Shapes 6, and Shapes 7. I'm not kidding. These were legitimate games on their system.
Where's Shape 1, 2, and 3?
I don't think that made it past R&D. I think maybe those weren't good enough. I don't know. I got nothing. I mean, this is just kind of, I don't know. I guess if maybe perhaps if I was into the trading card games, I would be looking at this and it'd be like, oh yeah, that's great. That way we can get the quality trading cards. But I just don't play Steam games for trading cards.
Honestly, I think this is great for them to do just because, well, Steam is it's gross. Like the overly obviously money grabs is just painful. And people aren't being held accountable to actually do what gamers claim they want these bigger companies to do, and that's make good games.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I could definitely see that, and it would be nice for the place that provides you the library of the video games to make sure that you only get high quality things. I mean, who wouldn't want that, right?
Like, if it's a newbie who's just trying his hardest, that's one thing. But when it's obvious money grabs and bots, it's just sad.
Yeah, and then you kind of want to steer away from it. And Steam isn't the only place to get your online games. There's, Origin and other places, EA Access, but, Steam is just the biggest. Though I do remember the days where Steam was nothing but a virus on your computer. I do remember those terrible days. But moving on to something possibly as terrible, an article was released by Game Revolution that toxic gamer culture, quote unquote, causes game developers to stay quiet. You really hear that thrown a lot, like gamers are toxic, this community is toxic, Overwatch is toxic. Oh boy, okay. A little more than funky. One moment, please. Alright, and we're back. Are we back?
We're kind of back.
Okay, man, oh boy, I really do hope that future Mr. Gamer edits what just happened. That way the Mr. Gamer that is currently speaking to you right now looks really silly about that statement. But, going back to the toxic video gamers, so, it seems, so, in the article, they talk about Charles Randall, a developer who previously worked for Capybara Games, and he had a lengthy Twitter thread about the problems that developers face when they have a game when they open up a game for development, and then with all the thousands of interactions that they get on social network. He posted on Twitter September 24th, the other day a friend commented me, I wish game developers were as candid about development. He was surprised when he said we are. And this pointed them to a thread where developers behind Bioshock, amazing game, Firewatch, didn't play it, and other video games discuss hidden mechanics in their games designed to invoke certain feelings from their players. Yeah. And I guess I've seen both sides of that, where there are video games that will just outright lie to you about what the game is like almost every trailer that you see at E3, but I guess...
Wait, we're talking about trailers or the actual gameplay?
Well, I'm more so talking about the line where sometimes gamers are presented something beforehand, and where gamers are gamers are presented something beforehand, and then later, it's like absolutely nothing that we had originally expected from this. What is going on here?
Okay. I get that. I didn't get that from that sentence, though. I got that from the whole, these are the certain tricks and stuff we do in the gameplay to make you feel emotion. And I'm just kind of like, why are people angry about that? That's how actors and everything else works. Y'all don't make no sense.
I mean, I guess this is, this one is kind of, honestly, this one's really kind of tough to pick a side, I guess, because on one hand, when you're writing something, you're going to choose words, you're going to phrase things in a way for you to feel a certain way about something.
Yes, it's called conveying to the readers what you're trying to say.
I can't, like that, this is so...
Everybody does it. We pick our words, unless you're just one of those people who are like, oh, I'm just a blunt jerk, or something like that. Rolls eyes. You guys can't see me rolling my eyes, but...
Yes, don't worry, she definitely rolled her eyes.
They fell out my head.
Can confirm, eyes were rolled. 5 out of 10.
Dang. Gonna have to get that up then. But it was just like... Because when I was reading it, I was so confused because, one, I don't really make it a point to be in the community, quote unquote, like that on my off days. Because y'all are draining. Y'all, the general y'all.
Well, but what about, I know it's a psychological thing where you're more likely to tell someone how terrible something was. You're more quick to tell someone how terrible something was versus how amazing something was. And if you hate something, or even if there was just one tiny iota of something that you hated, you're going to let everybody know, this game is terrible.
But again, you're choosing your words to say, hey, this is terrible, which is why that sentence made no sense to me.
And I guess this is, it's the struggle. The struggle is real in the video game developer world.
I refuse to play a game with obviously bad writing unless that was the point of the game.
Man, when was the last video game I played with terrible writing?
I know something had to do with Duke.
Oh, God, that piece of crap.
Where you grab a piece of crap out of the toilet.
That really did happen, didn't it?
Yep.
That was unfortunate.
I was not. I was too sober for that.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was actually utterly terrible. So let's go on to the main topic. An article on PC Games In with a title that actually just made me smile. Piracy increases video game sales according to a report for the European Commission. Now, what was interesting, though, and it was updated September 25th, is that the European Commission found a report that piracy actually increased the number of legitimate sales of video games. I want you to make sure that you understand that sentence. Piracy, the act of sort of stealing, because I can't say that it's sort of stealing, because stealing would be you have something, I take it from you. Piracy is I'm going to copy it. And
it's still stealing, and it's still technically illegal.
Yes.
You can't sugarcoat that.
But I want
you can do it.
But I want to be specific with my words.
Oh, you mean what people get upset about?
We're moving on. I want to be specific with my words because a lot of people argue that piracy is not stealing. Piracy is a form of theft. I will say that piracy is definitely a form of theft. But when I think of stealing, I think of, oh, you have a wallet, and then I take that wallet from you, and then you are minus a wallet. Though I do see the same argument going on as like a piece of art. You know, if I traced over someone's art and just put my name on it, yeah, technically I stole from them.
That's copyright infringement.
Which is, yes.
Which is stealing.
Which is definitely still stealing. Like, what was interesting in this article was from the study that one of the things that I highlighted was, interestingly, the study did find that for games as well as music and books, the likelihood of piracy was actually not based on price, but on willingness to pay. That means an increase in price is unlikely to make someone more likely to pirate a game. If they want to pay, they will. If they don't, they might pirate it instead. Which translates to me to, if I like what you have and your price point for it is good, hey, here's my money. If you're going to charge me $60 for a game that isn't worth $60, then I'm going to go download it from somewhere else.
So the thing that stood out to me in this was the fact that people, even though these games are being pirated, people might play it just to get a demo feel of it, but then will go and buy the game anyway because of the DLC and other things about that. So they're not really losing money, which makes sense.
I mean, do you know how developers actually make it pretty difficult for you to pirate your games? And
rightly so.
As they should. It's theirs to protect. So if you just get version 1.0 of, let's just say, Fallout, and then all these updates and then DLC, though there weren't really very good DLCs for Fallout 4 anyway, but for the ones that were good, it'll be like, oh, yeah, I do want that. This game is worth that amount of money.
It's like if you pirated Breath of the Wild and then you got all these cool little perks and stuff later on, you realize, man, I probably shouldn't have pirated Breath of the Wild because I want these cool little perks. Oh my goodness, that's so cool. How is this person whipping my butt? Because I paid for it.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, something like that. Don't think that this means piracy is okay. Piracy is not okay. Downloading an illegal copy of something is not okay.
Or illegal.
It's not okay. Wait, downloading a legal copy of something?
Illegal.
Okay, yes, downloading isn't that what I said?
No, you said it was wrong and I added illegal.
Okay. Anywho, piracy, not okay. Downloading an illegal, make sure I stress that, an illegal copy of something is not okay. You don't even do it.
I mean, most of y'all are grown, so you're gonna do what you want anyway, but,
please don't.
But for you younger folks, You don't want to lose your computer privileges or your Xbox privileges or whatever your parents bought you.
That, whether you
or you worked for, because I know some kids work.
And I do know that there are some internet companies that actually do monitor this sort of traffic. So if you're torrenting or something like that, they will send you an email letting you know that, yeah, we saw that. Either don't do it again or bye-bye to your service. I've never been on that end of that, so I can't necessarily say 100% certain what happens. But
honestly, pirating in general irritates me as someone who likes to support their favorite people.
Yeah, piracy doesn't necessarily scream support, unless piracy leads to you buying it. But still, that doesn't mean that it's okay. We definitely understand that. I think. So yeah, the moral of the story. Piracy, according to this study, leads to an increase in sales. Doesn't make it okay, but that doesn't mean that piracy
is hurting.
Is hurting the developer. That's basically what that means.
And if you want to read the full study, you can. It's going to be in the bio of this because I did have some questions. Like, is it just AAA games? Because I really feel like piracy will still hurt indie kids.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah.
But that's a whole other conversation. We'll be here all night talking about that.
Yeah. AAA versus indie. Because I was just thinking about Undertale. Like, do you know how many copies of that got out? Yeah, exactly.
But Toby Fox did put a lock on that.
Yeah, he did. He did. So, with that being said, this is Mr. Gamer.
And this is Kitty Duvall.
Signing off.